flowing from that place. So let me get an understanding. How many of you have ever been in flow state where everything flows effortlessly? Awesome, Karen. Would you like to get back there on a consistent basis and make that every single minute of every single day through practices? Well, I'm going to show you how to do that. First of all, what we've got to understand is the levels of awareness that people are at. And you've got to understand, and this is what's going to help you even on sales calls, because right now, most people spend their life, the majority of the population, I'm guessing 80% of the population, spend their life at the first level of consciousness, which is life happens to me. I want you to realize it's a to me mentality of consciousness. My life would be great, but everything happens to me. How many of you have ever been in this level of consciousness? How many? It all happens to me. It's not my fault. Majority of my life I was in that. I think we've all been in that at times. And sometimes we even go back to it sometimes. It's not my fault. This is bullshit. And we blame. It's coming from taking life from effect to cause. Realize that. Most people spend their life at effect. And that's the life that they live. And I want you to realize that low level of consciousness is where most people are at. You go around, you'll probably hear about them. They'll talk about the weather. The weather's bad, isn't it? Why is it bad? Because it's raining? I like rain. If I walk outside and rain's hitting me, do you know what? My nervous system is on. I love my life more. And they're freaking out. Because they watch the news a lot. They read newspapers a lot. And they focus on negative. Because the media, they have one goal for you, to hit a part of your brain called the amygdala. And that part of your brain focuses on negative before positive. They're very smart because how many people do that? It's like Halloween. It's like everything scares you. All of a sudden, oh, that's bad. You watch the news, literally watch it. It's negative, 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 negative. So never watch the news. It's all negative. But you know what it teaches? Life happens to me. It's not your fault. It's everyone else's fault. It's my mum's fault. Because if my mum didn't treat me, the way I did, I'd be where I want to be. So that's where most people spend their life. But this is what personal development teaches. Personal development teaches you don't have to live your life at effect. You can take full responsibility of your life and you can step up in your life. You can do it. You can fight. You can take action. You can go for it in life. And that's where most people can go to. They go to a seminar and then they get lifted up. Because that takes them to a different level. Make sense? That takes them from effect to cause. That's what people teach. And this is what it is specifically. If life is going to happen, it's going to happen by me. You get it? The first one's to me, and the second level is by me. I don't care what my past has been. I'm going to make it happen. This is where most people reside. Most entrepreneurs reside in this. I'm going to make this shit happen. I don't care what it takes. I'm going to hustle. I'm no longer sitting on the side waiting for my ship to come in. I'm going to jump in the river. I'm going to hustle super fast, and I'm going to get that goal, which is up the current. How many people have been caught in that? I'm going to hustle. I'm going to push. And that's what most people teach. They come out of a seminar and they're, I'm inspired. I'm going to work until my eyes bleed. I'm going to get up early. I'm going to stay up late. I'm going to hustle, 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 hustle. How do I get from to me to by me? The only way you get to me to by me is number one, you need to let go of something, and then you need to replace it with something. Letting go, you need to let go of blame. So you need to teach people that are in to me to let go of blame. Because as soon as you can let go of blame, what do you replace it with? Personal responsibility. As soon as you replace it with personal responsibility, guess what happens? They can start seeing the world and say, do you know what? I can make $1 million. I can do things. I can create my life. I just got to work hard, right? Work hard. I just got to hustle, work hard. This is going to be my life. But how many people, like I said before, have been running on the treadmill and they just want another way? It's just like I'm pushing. I'm waking up every day and I'm exhausted. It's like hustle, hustle, hustle. I'm worn out, but you know what? I'll get back on it again. And do you know what? They spend most of their life like that. How many of you have ever been caught up in by me? And how many people believe they're caught up in it right now? And do you know what? It's very successful. It's better than, sitting on the side of the river, hoping, visualizing, hoping one day things are going to change. At least you can make shit happen. How many of you believe you're in by me right now? Like it just feels like a grind. It feels like a push. It feels like everything's just got to push. It's like ringing every day. Let's write in. How many people believe they're at that place? 50-50. Interesting. So this is the place that we've got to get to. And realize this. I want you to realize this low vibrational world that we're in, physical reality, is here, where we're in right now. And I want you to realize we have two worlds. We have a metaphysical world and we have a physical world. This physical world that we're in is this, we can see right now. And then we have a metaphysical world, which is obviously things like, when we get a sore, how does it just heal? How do we know that? How do we know it just heals? The body just heals. Is that the metaphysical? When I meditate for 6 to 8 weeks, I start getting results. But if I go to the gym, in the physical world, if I pump weights for 6 to 8 weeks, do you know what happens? Let's look at it like this. If I'm pumping weights for 6 to 8 weeks, am I going to see results? Yes. Yes. In the physical world, it makes sense. But the metaphysical world, people come to me, I meditated once, it's not working, Zach. You visualize. Because you've got to do it for a certain period of time. You've got to visualize and you've got to see it for a certain period of time in order for you to manifest. In order for you to feel relaxed. It just doesn't happen and you don't feel magically manifesting all these things. It takes time. Realize how you feel right now. There's a bit of a delay because we have two worlds. If I visualize in my mind right now, that's the metaphysical world. I can see anything instantaneously because it's a higher frequency, right? Let me give you a metaphor to make you understand this. If I buy a remote control boat and I put it in the water and all of a sudden it's going and then I turn it right, how fast does it go? I can visualize, see myself on a stage through 1,000 people, I can see it straight away and it turns straight away, right? Instantaneously. But in the physical world, it's a little different. If I visualize clients coming to me, is there going to be a time delay? Yes. Because if you just got everything, I want an elephant. It's not going to come. But if you start visualizing and planting, you'll start seeing things where you can start seeing elephants. And you can go see an elephant. Because realize this level is the toy boat. This level where we're at is like an oil tank. It's like an oil tank going down in the river. If I turn and make a shift, and I'm like this, I'm visualizing it every day, all of a sudden it takes probably 1K to 2Ks for it to finally turn. So many people aren't, I'm not getting results now. Start visualizing every day for 6 to 8 weeks and shit's going to happen. But if you're planting seeds and weeds of worry right now, I'm worried right now, I'm stressed right now, do you know what you're doing? You're thinking stress, guess what? It's a time delay. In 3 to 4 weeks, you're going to manifest scarcity. This is just the way it works. This is physics. Quantum to Newtonian transition point. Quantum world, metaphysical. Newtonian is the physical. Realize whatever you're planting right now, if you're planting all these abundant things, like life's going to flow, I can promise you in 4 to 6 weeks, things will start flowing. But if you give up and then you say, this is bullshit, doesn't work, it's not going to work. It's the way it works. We're all energy, right? We're sending out energy every thought that we do. The law of attraction only works if, number one, you see it every day and you believe it and you feel it in your heart and you act like that person. So if you want to get from buy me and finally get out of this hustle grind mode, I'm sick of just hustling up the stream, swimming upstream, we're realizing the stream goes this way, there's another way. And you have to let go of something. And you've got to let go of the need for control. You can't control anything in life. You can't. Life is uncertain. Anywhere in nature does it support certainty? No way. Nature is uncertain. So is life. So you've got to let go right now of the need for certainty. In business especially. How much certainty do you have in business? You have none. There's no certainty in business at all. But you have this illusion. No, there is certainty. That's what I was talking about before. Certainty and significance. That's what most people are driven by. But if you can allow and realize, let go of trying to chase and swim upstream, and you know what? Finally let go and flow with the current. Guess what happens? You go into a flow mode. But what do I replace it with? But how am I certain? If I let go of my certainty, what happens? I have to embrace uncertainty, which is normal. But what else I have to do is I have to start believing that, number one, I have a knowing that I'm going to get to my destination. It doesn't matter if it doesn't look perfectly right now. I know it in my heart. I know it in my soul that I'm going to get to my outcome. and I'm seeing it every day, and it's not coming from a hope, I'm trying to control it. It's literally letting go and saying, you know what? Everything I'm doing right now is connected. I'm still going to work hard, but everything I do, whatever uncertainty comes in my life, whatever someone throws to me on a sales call, it's meant to be. I'm guided. How does it feel when you know everything in your life, when you look back on your past, everything made sense? I love what the person that created Apple, Steve Jobs, he said you can't look forward and connect the dots. You can only look back and connect the dots. So realize right now, if you want to start living from by me into the next level, which is life happens through me. Through me is the third level of consciousness. And what that is, it's letting go of control. And it's literally when you start feeling like you're trying to control everything, it's literally closing your eyes and breathing into your heart and getting into that flow state. Breathing into your heart, because as soon as you feel grateful, guess what happens? Your consciousness levels go up. Your energy starts to go up. You start thinking about problems completely different. Haven't you ever felt like you have this massive problem, you meditate for 20 to 30 minutes, the problem doesn't even feel like it's a part of you, it's detached. Because I've let go. Let go of the need for control. So many of you are trying to control everything. You can't control everything. It's impossible to. Life can't be controlled. There's only one thing. You've got to realize that I can enjoy right now because everything I'm trusting and I have a sense of knowing that it's all going to make sense. It's all going to connect. It's a different level of thinking, isn't it? What are some things that you're trying to get the sale? You're trying, I have to get the sale because if I don't, I'm going to be broke. What am I in? I'm in by me. What if that happens and I start flowing and say, do you know what? Once I get on that phone, all I'm going to do is I'm going to be guided through this. Things are going to flow through me. Whatever comes through me at that time was meant to be. If I don't get the sale, it wasn't meant to be. Because if I let go of control, and like I say, life's like a river. River goes left, it goes right, it goes left, it goes right. So many people panic when it goes left. Oh my God, I'm in such a rough position, not realizing if I go from a bird's eye view, I look down the current, in a K, it turns back. But I need to control everything, so I'm like, oh my God, this is bullshit, I'm going to break down, but realize every river winds, it's going to come back. But it has to be, what would happen if everything in your life that's happening, maybe it's a perceived negative, you realize it was meant to be there. It was meant to be there. Whatever's happening in your life, you're guided. You start visualizing. Why I always go over, why I've been going over for the last 6 months, how important it is, and why I like to obviously love yourself and also connect, visualize, and it's all to do with the internal world. Because if you can get this aligned, the external will change. Outer world follows inner world. If I can control this and start seeing abundance, start seeing clients flowing to me, start seeing myself on a camera, just really, really flowing, do you know what will happen? It has to. You have to get behind the camera and it will flow. It's the way the world works. The physical world is born from the metaphysical. This internal world is everything. If we can get this aligned from what we want, if we can start flowing and realizing whatever curveball throws at me, it's meant to be there. Whenever I'm in an uncertain situation now, do you know what I say to myself? I wouldn't have been put in this situation if I couldn't handle it. I'm guided. I don't know. I don't believe in, everyone's got their own beliefs. I just believe in a creator. But what I specifically is I wouldn't be put in this situation if I couldn't handle it. So it's just going to flow through me. I can do it. Anything that I'm scared of, anything, it'll flow through me. Trust. It comes from trusting you. I always say, trust yourself and love yourself. If you can trust you, it'll flow through you. That's the level that you got to stay at. If you can stay at this, realize this. If you're at to me, I want you to realize it's always 10 times in. So if you're in to me for 10 hours, it takes 1 hour in by me to get spend 10 hours in to me. If you're spending 10 hours, if you're spending 1 hour in by me, 10 hours in by me, it's only 1 hour in through me. Hear this right now. You could be hustling because this is what will happen. How many of you have ever been flowing and instead of ringing, trying to make that extra, let's just say $20,000, you meet someone in You go in to get a coffee and then you bump into someone and all of a sudden you're talking to someone and then, do you know what? They become your customer. They become your client. Things flow through you. You didn't have to put any effort in, but they just showed up. How many people does that happen to? It's really interesting what starts to happen when you start playing from that connected place and not realizing and letting go of uncertainty. But it's not just once. Just like the gym. You don't all of a sudden go to the gym twice, but you're certain if I keep going, I'm making progress, right? If I go into the metaphysical and meditate for a week, I'm certain that I'm going to get results. But most people don't believe that. They try it once and like, I'm not going to get results. So why? I've tried it. It doesn't work. We'll try it for a long period of time and you will. And there's another level which is obviously a bit woo-woo we could talk about, but I'm just going to talk about it with you because it's the next level is as me. And this level is from through me into as me. Remember, it's 10. 10 hours in through me is 1 hour in as me. And that's realizing you are everything else. Like I said before, you are the people on the street. We're all connected. And if you think you're separate, there's going to be a challenge. There's going to be a massive challenge. I'm separate from you. It's ego. No, we're all connected. When you realize that at such a deep level, it's been proven in physics. It's been proven. We're all connected at a level. Look up physics specifically. Physics, quantum physics. This is 100%. We're all connected at a deeper level. What do you need to give up and what do you have to replace it with? The thing you need to give up in through me is you need to give up the illusion of separateness. The illusion that this person over here, the person that I hate, is different to me. No, that's a part of you. Instead of let go of that and realize that person's a part of you. Come from a different level of awareness. Come from that different level. And what do you need to replace it with? Unconditional love. If you can start replacing your life with unconditional love, you'll start operating at a different level. Unconditional love. It's not conditional love. It's not if you do something, then I'll love you. It's I love you regardless. Punch me, spit at me, hate me, but I still love you. Nelson Mandela, as me. It doesn't matter that I was 27 or 27 years. Why did he grow so fast once he left prison? Why, when he left prison, did he go so fast up compared to anyone else? Because he was operating at such a different frequency. That's why he could lift up the to me's. He could lift up the by me's. He could lift up the through me's. At such a ridiculous level. I want you to realize right now, my aim for you would be my one message that I want everyone to take from this, from all that stuff, is number one, start believing and start knowing that everything in your life is guiding you. Number two, make sure that everything that happens, whether it's a curveball, it doesn't feel like it's connected. It's happening for a reason. How freeing is that when you realize, if this dark square comes up in my life, I don't get that sale, do you know what? The next sale I'm going to get, I trust. I'm not going to beat myself up and try to be certain. That's bullshit. Maybe I'm going to hurt my state. You weren't meant to have them in the program. Let go of control, because there is no control in life. I want you to start flowing with that. And whenever you start feeling stressed, go into through me. Start connecting. Start closing your eyes and feeling grateful. That's one way of doing it. Feel grateful for getting rejected. Feel grateful for them saying no. And it's realizing right now is your life, like I said at the start. It is your life right now. You can't get back yesterday. You've only got today. And if you can live in a beautiful state, you're in through me. And through me, you'll get different results. Magic will start happening in your life. But as soon as you say to yourself, this isn't working, this is bullshit, do you know what? You've just planted a weed. 4 weeks from now, it'll show up. Start realizing however you act right now is designing your future. This moment is right now, because whatever's in the future that you're waiting for, you'll live it in the now. You will live the future in the now. When you speak, you want a speaking gig? I know Nick's got a speaking gig coming up. She will live that in the now. She won't live it in the future, she'll live it in the now. When that time comes, she'll live it in the now. Realize now is all you've got. Now, you can enjoy your life. So what's the one thing that you've taken from this, that you're going to start doing and embodying in yourself every single week? What's the one thing that you're going to use? Let's start writing in. What's the one thing that you're going to use? Start taking action with. Okay. Okay. Let's read them out. Okay. Okay. Anthony, I feel like that most of the time, but I feel like I am just one change away from getting into a flow and taking control of my life. That's awesome, man. I love that. Really cool. And you're going to start flowing now because you know how to flow. Realize and trust within. There's something greater that's going to obviously make this lift. You've just got to let go of control. Don't control it anymore. Literally flow with it. Okay, Angus, give up the illusion of separateness. Wow, I love that. Yeah, absolutely. All connected. Remember that. Catherine, I'm walking a tight string financially and emotionally, but all day, every day, I recognize that I have a solid vision and wouldn't be tested if I wasn't capable of mastering the art of changing people's lives. That's awesome. Love that. Okay, Nick, now is your chance. Seven-figure fam. Awesome. Crystal, being in the now and enjoying now. Great takeaway. Michael, meditation morning and night. Trust myself and love myself. Awesome. Raka, I am guided and life happens for me. See how much your life can change. It's no strategy that you need to use, but just taking on that belief. Life happens for me, not to me. It happens for me. Like just that alone, if you literally started saying that to yourself 5 times a day, like that alone would change your life. Like it's mind-boggling. It's crazy. Relinquish control and start trusting and believing that I will succeed. Awesome job, Anthony. Jake, stand out from the crowd by showing more love to my clients. Awesome. Karen, consciously allocate an hour every day. Top every day. Being in flow, high vibration of gratitude and love. Embrace the unknown and trust. Absolutely, I love that. My lifelines. Seven-figure family, coaches, friends, family. Channeling them as my inspiration and connection to relate to growth. Love that. That's awesome. Nick, I am going to commit to being present with my community clients this week and find deep gratitude for the work I do instead of focusing on how much there is to do. Get done and really focus on how blessed I am. Love that. That'll definitely raise it. Brett, become present with what's going on in my body to get out of my head and into my heart. That is powerful. I love that. Alicia, negative thoughts plant a weed that will show up. So create a really powerful vision in the area of my life that I'm pushing. Live in the now. It's your not fulfilled now. You won't be when you get to the outcome. Like Nada said, it's not about the goals. It's about who I get to become, and so much more. Awesome job. I love all that. So I want everyone to take away and just remember that you have greatness within you right now and realize all you've got to do is trust. How stress less does it feel right now just knowing I'm going to embrace uncertainty. I know I can do it. Like there's no if I'm not where I want to be right now, I'm not trusting. If I just finally let go of the importance of getting this sale, do you know what will happen? All of a sudden I'll start getting sales. Let go of the importance for what you want and it'll show up. I can promise you that. Remember that. Okay, so have a phenomenal week. You too, Brett. Have a phenomenal week, everyone. I love you all, and we'll be talking very, very soon.